Welcome back to the First of the Worst podcast. I am Brendan Murphy.
And I am Steve Arendas. How's it going, Brendan?
It's going well. It's a summer Friday, Steve, which has
Sure is.
you guys won't be
Cheers.
hearing it on that. You guys will be hearing this if you're very loyal on a summer Monday. So hopefully we can bring you up out of the doldrums of a Monday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So today, I don't know how we haven't done this list.
It is my opinion, and you disagree, that I would say we had some lists unplugged. That's how we originated, was doing lists in our office together. I think that this one might have been one, but there's no record of those.
I don't know either. And I don't remember totally. I remember talking about it, but I feel like we never actually did it. So what this list is, I guess, what are we going to call it officially? Casual dining chain restaurants.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, the places that are in mall parking lots that are all over this country, sprawled about. You got a waiter. You're not.
You
just
have to
going
have a
up.
waiter.
Yeah, that was one of our specifications. You have to have a waiter.
I didn't do anything that was exclusively local as a chain, but although one has just occurred to me, Portillo's clearly would have been on this if it were a little bit of a different setup.
It will be on this. It's like you're at the counter though, when you order, and it'll be more of a bigger chain actually in a few years because it got purchased.
It did.
Yeah, they're building one like in the suburbs of Milwaukee now. Like they're going to be everywhere.
But will it have waiters?
No, so it wouldn't apply.
So
to this list
it's
anyway.
still ineligible. It would be in like
Yeah.
it's going to be like a Culver's
Mhm.
of Chicagoland going national as Culver's has.
So yeah, I mean, there's some borderline. We'll argue, I guess, whether we think things apply to this at some point, maybe on this list. There's like kind of different levels of what these restaurants are in a way, and there could be ones that are maybe too highbrow and maybe not. We'll see as we go along, but we didn't want to get too specific with our criteria here. You just want to get into this?
Yeah, and as is tradition, I'll get going with number 10. And I do want to preface it with one thing that will differ on our list is there's just some places, everyone's been to like a Chili's, for instance, but like there are places
They're kind of regional or like more specific.
that I've never been. I mean, there are some national that I see commercials for that look awesome that I've never been to. Although,
yeah, I mean, there for sure are
commercials for this type of restaurant, the food looks amazing.
There's some of them. Yeah, the food looks phenomenal. These restaurants are way cooler when you're like 15, like because they're like the closest thing to the bars you go to out regularly.
And they're like, one that didn't make my list is like kind of a weird chain that I would go to on dates all the time in my younger years was Cozy, COSI.
What is that?
Like a little fondue thing if you're into it. They have like a little bit of a lower lighting.
Yeah, these are places that are way cooler like before you start going to bars.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, the food at most of these places is pretty good. It's almost universally unhealthy.
There's like a couple,
yes.
I think, that are like trying to be healthy and they didn't make my list.
No, Ruby Tuesdays is kind of trying. I can't. I haven't seen Steve's list. This is always a surprise to both of us. So I don't want to start naming a bunch and then have him just be putting salt in his.
I didn't put Ruby Tuesdays on my list.
David salad barley.
Yeah, that's real healthy. That signifies health. A salad bar.
That is a step in the right direction.
It just allows you to put as much dressing on your salads as possible.
And there's also like all sorts of starches and pastas and potatoes. Salad bars include like the unhealthy things that are not really salad that somehow have salad in the name.
If I go to a salad bar, like I'm looking for like a cheese spread that I could like put on crackers.
Yeah,
I'm looking for pasta salads. I'm not looking for salads.
No. But my first place does not have a salad bar.
Okay.
And of my list, I think that there were two that I would consider primary breakfast establishments, but this one is basically exclusively breakfast, and that's IHOP.
Okay, didn't make my list. Not a big IHOP guy.
You have to be a big breakfast guy to start.
I love breakfast. I'm a big breakfast guy. Actually.
Some people aren't.
Yeah, I would eat breakfast all the time. I know some people don't like that. Eating breakfast would never think, but I could eat breakfast pretty much. If you order something besides breakfast at IHOP, you're a sociopath.
I guess they have it because they're open 24/7. But
they do.
I mean,
I once ordered spaghetti there, and it was the worst experience of my life. I don't know why I ordered spaghetti there, but I did.
That's one of the worst decisions of your life. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I have some I have some knowledge of your decision history, and that is, to my knowledge, the worst decision you've ever made.
It was terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I think a bunch of friends went there and I just didn't want anything.
No, you know what it is? It's just a hipster Steve move, and it burned you that time.
I think I wasn't sober and there was some
okay. But you still have that contrarian in you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just not a big Iowa guy. There is a breakfast place on my list, for sure. But yeah, another one that came very close, but I don't want to mention it because you said you had a couple, so I don't want to step on toes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to mention it. My next one's at number 7, so we could go through our breakfast.
Okay. Well, I have one that's very high, so we'll wait later. I'll just do my number 10. Now this is one that when we were talking about this, I briefly mentioned. I don't even like this place, but I like one very specific thing about this place. It's Cheesecake Factory. The thing I like is not the cheesecake; it's the bread.
Okay, so this place has become kind of a punchline among these restaurants because it is so unhealthy.
They have a million things on their menu.
And their menu is a textbook. But I've only been once.
I've been a few times. Their fresh made bread is amazing. There's one out by where not super far from where I live, and I drive by it sometimes. And every time I just wish there was a way for me to pop in, hand a guy at the counter $4, and just have him hand me a hot roll of that dark brown bread, and just let me eat it in my car when I'm driving around. And I think that would be a great call.
Oh, eating the bread on the way home is such a dad move.
I don't even want to go to the restaurant though. I just want the bread.
16, just go into Panera and be like, yeah, I'll have a side of bread with my sandwich. And they're like, excuse me. I'm like, just throw some fucking bread in there. All right, yeah, I'll pay for it.
I get the side of bread all the time at Panera, for sure.
A side of bread with my bread.
Yep. I mean, the name of the restaurant is basically bread. So
yeah,
it's all right. My next one, I don't know if you know this place. Maybe you did because you went to Mizzou. Maybe they have them down there. I don't know. Because they're not. I don't think they're not super common in all parts of the country, but they're around. And it's another thing where I'm only putting it on here because of one thing on the menu. It's a place called O'Charlie's. Have you ever been to a chain called O'Charlie's?
No, but why have I heard of it?
You've seen them. They're around.
Are they on a lot of interstates?
Yeah, they're on interstates.
A lot of interstate locations.
There was one in Champaign. This is how I know more about it. I literally couldn't tell you anything that's on the menu there except for their loaded cheesy potato soup with bacon. And the last time I went there, I'm fairly confident I just ordered 2 bowls of that soup. I ordered a bowl of the soup, and then I just ordered another bowl of the soup for my main course. And I just love it. It's the whole reason they're on the menu. It's terrible for you.
That works at one of these places. I mean, we're not talking about expanding your culinary horizons here.
No, not at all.
And I think I should point out, you and I are not food snobs. I think that if we were to if someone were to ask either of us, I certainly can speak for myself. Oh, where do you want to go? I'd probably pick a steakhouse, which is kind of an unimaginative pick.
I consider myself. I celebrate food in all its forms and levels.
Okay, that's a fair way to be. So you could. I would agree with that. I love good food and I love shitty food. I fucking love fast food. It is a delight and a treat.
I love fast food. I love high-end food. And there's good fast food places and bad fast food places. And I've been to good fancy restaurants and bad fancy restaurants. I like all levels of food.
Yeah. I mean, so that's being a true fucking foodie.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, and don't tell me you're a foodie if you're skinny.
Also, you have to cook if you're going to be oh, I'm a culinary aficionado. This is not art where you can look at
mean, it's like being a sports fan and not playing sports, maybe.
I kind of disagree because if you're a foodie who doesn't cook, you're just a rich person who dines out a lot.
That's true in a way. And it's not for sports, you're not gonna injure yourself, or it's not you don't have the ability. You could learn how to cook.
Yeah, it's
there's nothing stopping you.
No, I don't like when people self-identify as foodies. It really bothers me. It really does.
So me and Brendan have been having a little side chat here. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to bring it up because I think these places are funny more than anything else. Hooters did not make my list or Steve's list. Neither did any of its weird I don't want to call them sequels because they're not related. They're competitors. Just titty food chains or whatever you want to call them.
What are some of the other ones? There's Twin Peaks.
There's Twin Peaks, which is the newest one that I'm aware of, which is
Tilted
Lumberjacks,
Kilt.
which is so it's just strippers.
Tilted Kilt is trashy.
It's sexy Catholic school uniforms. And there's one that's local to Missouri. Show Me's. Oh, I'm glad you know about Show Me's. That's kind of why I wanted to bring it up. It was so bogus.
The Show Me State. I knew a girl that worked there.
Yeah, one of my friends dated a Show Me girl.
Yeah, Show Me. That's I love the name though. Within the state, do they go outside of the state or no?
I guess not. I mean, the one that in Columbia closed, they could be gone for all.
What do they dress? Do they have like a specific outfit
it's
like the other places
Hooters.
do?
They're not even like trying to fuck with the concept.
They're just like, we're just gonna basically be a Hooters.
They have like a pink logo instead of a.
Have you ever
I never went to Show Me's. I've been to a Hooters on a half dozen occasions or so. Never like with great enthusiasm.
No, same here. I've been to like Hooters twice, and I don't really like it. So like the food, like I mean, some people love their wings, right? Is that the deal, or do they just say that because they're like dirty old men? And
I have to out myself as someone who doesn't really enjoy wings that much. I think it's too much work. I'd rather just have fried chicken.
I like wings, but I also agree with that other statement.
So
I like them both.
I'm not gonna like overreact to wings when it's not the best version of chicken.
I like wings, but I like fried. I like a lot of chicken.
We had our fantasy football draft at a Hooters this year, and I was mortified about it.
Oh, just like the biggest stereotype possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: it's hard to find a place 14 guys could go to on like a Tuesday
another
night.
place that really wants you to have your fantasy football draft is on my list, which I guarantee you don't have on your list based on your current statements about wings. Let's go. What's your number 9 place?
Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers. Okay, I hate Fuddruckers. What do you like about Fuddruckers?
Okay, I mean, it's thin at the bottom of the list for one. I don't love it. I think it was like I think conceptually I kind of admire it.
It's
like
an old school one too.
It was craft burgers before that term existed.
Okay, so here's why I hate
I've only been
Fuddruckers.
a couple times.
I might like it actually,
and they might actually not qualify. I don't know if they have waiters now that I think about it.
Where?
Fuddruckers.
I have no clue. Here's why. I haven't been to a Fuddruckers since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I only liked McDonald's cheeseburgers. Like literally, that's the only cheeseburger I would eat. Probably till I was 12, maybe even older.
Straight up cheeseburger, or like you mix it in a quarter pounder.
Yeah. I play different games. I prefer the thin meat though at McDonald's, so I'll go like Big Mac or something over like the quarter pounder meat. But yeah, the only burgers I would eat were McDonald's when I was a kid. Like my parents would grill, I'd be like, nah, that's gross. But so like my mom would like want to go to Fuddruckers. I just like bitch like the whole time. I haven't been to the Fuddruckers since I was a kid.
That's such a kid move.
It really is.
And you know what? It's coming for you. You're 6
It might
years away
be
from that
good.
meal.
I just haven't had it since I was a kid, and in my brain it's horrible, but it probably actually isn't that bad.
I don't have that good a recollect of my meals there, but
what's your number 8?
this place the food is awful at this place. But when I was a summer camp counselor in northern Minnesota, there was nothing there. There was some couple bars that some nights we got into, some nights we didn't. So when we would leave to go like drinking in cars, which was really safe, we
no.
I'm
trying to guess.
Applebee's had 2-for-1 appetizers after 9. So it was Applebee's.
Eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. It's pretty cheap.
Because it's horse shit. It's really bad.
They try to make you feel like it's a neighborhood establishment by like putting up like some high school basketball uniform from a local high school on the wall or some crap.
Yeah, you're right. I never even thought of it that way, but
I used to think it was good. I don't. It's not good. Applebee's is not good. Yeah, I haven't been to I think I went on a road trip a while ago, and me and Jess stopped at one and got like 2 meals for $20. Something ridiculous. We should have just got McDonald's.
All your big city money. That's what took you so far.
Yeah. So my number 8, I think this place is exclusively attached to malls. I don't know if there ever is a freestanding one. It used to be like one of my favorite ones of these, but there's like quick versions of them in Chicago, which is like is good, but I mean like it's like less special to me, and it's California Pizza Kitchen.
That's higher on my list.
Do you ever go to CPK ASAP in Chicago?
No, I didn't. But there is just a freestanding California Pizza Kitchen kind of by Italy on like.
Oh, really?
North. Yeah.
Okay. There is. Hey, it's not bad. I just think California Pizza Kitchen was better at a time when like weird pizzas were less common, and now like other places make those, and some of them can make them better. So like it's just like they've been passed up in my brain by other pizza places, which then lowers them in the overall chain rankings to me. It's still good. I wouldn't be mad about going to California Pizza Kitchen.
No, you're right though. Like people would do like those thin pizzas.
Yeah.
On their appetizer list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Frasco, which is right by where you used to live in Chicago, does it.
But yeah, I like that place.
Charges an excessive amount. Not CPK prices.
I don't actually know. What is the pricing? My brain is so messed up from going to this. I used to back before I worked with you at the job before that. I used to go to CPK ASAP like once or every 2 weeks, and I think it's cheaper. So like it's in my brain. Their prices.
I think it's like $12 for a pizza. I don't want to sound like one of those out of touch with America people, but I haven't been to one in a while.
Because you live in the city, and there's like a million restaurants.
You know when they like want to ask Donald Trump how much a gallon of milk costs, and he's like $11 because he's no idea.
My favorite one of those from this election cycle was somebody was talking to Melania, and they were asking, and she's like. Talking about how she used to work at Crate and Barrel, and she's like, "Do those still exist?" She asked that, which is amazing.
I don't feel like that's that. I think it's way more egregious. I don't
know. They're everywhere.
They kind of are. They're not in Midtown Manhattan in like the 8-block radius in which she exists.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is, though. There might be.
Times Square, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. So then are we on my number 7?
We should be, yeah.
Okay. I think this is one of the more popular ones of these, like just in like how many there are and people that like it. I know our good friend of the show and sometimes guest Carly Owen is going to be enraged that I don't have this ranked number 1 because I feel like, well, I don't know if it's her number 1, but she loves this place, and it's Chili's.
You better watch The Throne, son.
I'm just gonna. First off, it made my list. Let's say that right now, okay? So I'm not saying it's garbage, but I'm gonna say one thing that I think is a total fucking trash food that a lot of people who really like Chili's like, and they have the worst chicken fingers in America.
Queso dip is fucking terrific.
Okay, but people love their chicken fingers. There's like a weird layer of sludge between.
Yeah,
like, the
I actually do recall that, and that's somewhat. I don't want to say someone comment. It kind of is. If like when things are like weird, different battered, you're battered, then you sometimes get that like slimy film.
But I'm not saying when I was younger, I'd probably like it more. You get the bottomless chips and salsa. I actually really like, this is probably now becoming a trend on this list. I really like the chicken tortilla soup. I like soup, apparently. I do actually like soup.
You and Bill Simmons.
Yeah, when they did that Grantland years ago at the Super Bowl, which was actually about soup. It was a 64 soup bracket. I was like fully invested in that.
Yeah, he was so invested that he mentioned it in his fucking commercial about his belief system. That soup is the perfect food.
I love soup. It's great. But their chicken tortilla soup is great, and they have are they Southwestern egg rolls?
Those are good, and actually great salads that are unhealthy for you, which is a theme at a lot of these restaurants.
I love Chili's.
If you want a 1,200 calorie salad, go to one of these places.
Yeah, Chili's, airport Chili's are great. Airport Chili's might be one of
Airport Chili's. It's also acceptable to get like some random tropical drink. Like I'll have a blue Hawaiian, please. And everyone's like, "Cool, you must be going somewhere tropical." And you're like, "No, I'm going to Cleveland."
Some drink that has like a little Corona upside down floating in it, like that. And like they have those at regular Chili's, but you should only order them at airport. Is it called Chili's 2, like TOO or something like that? I don't hate Chili's. It's just I like things more than it. And like I actually just these places, like I always just want to get like apps These places like have extensive app menus in general.
An appetizer sampler platter is always a strong choice at one of these joints.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Chili's. I guess we'll probably talk about it later.
I'll talk about it a little more, but I mean, I think you underseated it a little, but.
Well, okay. I'll look at my list right now. The 6-7 one was tough. So whatever, when I get to my next one, that was the one where I could have flip flopped. But everything else, I'm standing by over it. All right. So what is your number 7?
My number 7, and this I call the primary breakfast one, but that might not.
Okay.
It feels like it to me, and that's Bob Evans.
Oh, so that was my 11 that didn't make the list that I'm glad I didn't bring up before. Are they even open past like 3 p.m.?
Okay, so maybe they're an interstate exclusive chain to me. So I am on the road if I'm at a Bob Evans. I'm probably not in the state of Illinois.
Another one in Champaign that I hit up a few times.
There was one in Columbia. I just never went to it.
Yeah, Bob Evans is good, man.
Bob Evans is pretty good. You get that white gravy. I love that white gravy. Love that white sausage.
So Cracker Barrel
gravy.
didn't make your list?
Cracker Barrel did not. I chose Bob Evans over Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
there might be some kind of controversy there, but
no, I agree because you don't have to walk through the ridiculous fucking tchotchke shop when you walk in to Bob Evans.
Yeah, Bob Evans has at least made room for progress in society. Cracker Barrel, I feel like they're basically would like to have a whites only drinking fountain in there, not because they're racist, just because it's from a bygone time.
Yeah. The thing about Cracker Barrel that I haven't fully understood is I don't know when the last time you went to one was, their servers all wear these aprons that have their name on it and then like stars. But like you like earn more stars, like up to like 4 or 5 stars. And I get really pissed if I get a server who has like 1 star or 2 stars.
You don't want a 1-star general. You want Colin Powell to serve you?
Yeah, for sure. I want at least 3 stars minimum. Should be. I should request that like at the counter next time. 3-star server minimum. I don't know if that's just like years.
You know what that is? Maybe that's managing expectations.
So you
also
get the 1
imagine
star,
how sad your life is.
So like you get the 1-star
waitress at Cracker Barrel or waiter.
Yeah. You get the 1-star server, you know you're just gonna be playing that little game with the golf tees for like an hour waiting for your food. But yeah, I agree. Bob Evans is better. It's pretty good. It like almost made my list. So then are we on your number 6?
So
okay.
There's a healthy amount of Italian, and they're not healthy, but there's a decent number of Italian restaurants in this category, and I picked one
I've never been to. Like I don't think they're around us. Like Carrabba's. Have you ever been to?
Okay,
Carrabba's?
so I'm picking one that's actually East Coast. That been to. Did you pick an Italian restaurant at all?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is it pretty high on your list?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not going to go into like kind of a diatribe about the one that I think you probably picked.
I don't think you did. No, it's not the very, very prominent one. It's not on my list.
Okay. So no Olive Garden for you.
No Olive Garden.
Okay. So Olive Garden has gotten so incredibly overrated. I don't know what happened. It's fine. It's not good. It's not bad. But like, there's better chain Italian.
The other thing is like, there's Italian restaurants everywhere. So you better be like reasonably good for you to be an Italian restaurant and make this list, because like any town, like what is the town that doesn't have like even like a local Italian restaurant that's at least competing? I don't know. I feel like they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's easy food to cook.
I also feel like Olive Garden.
Not to insult your people. I mean, it's hard to perfect, but it's easy to make average.
Yeah. Don't you feel like Olive Garden used to be better?
I just think that's always been the same, but for some reason, like it became like the PBR of chain restaurants where assholes like it.
Now that there's like one in Chicago, and then just like the breadsticks fine are good, but you could just go to Fazoli's if you want breadsticks.
Fazoli's, I would have put Fazoli's at the top of this list, but they didn't meet several other criteria.
Because if you just want breadsticks, Fazoli's is cheaper.
I once went to a Fazoli's and they were like, on the sign at the drive-thru, they had if you sing a Christmas carol, we'll give you 5 free breadsticks. I sang Jingle Bells and they gave me like 50. I dined out for a week.
Fazoli's are everywhere in Wisconsin. Did you know this?
They're all over Illinois. They're all over Missouri too. I was wondering how you were familiar. Is that whether
Champaign, was Champaign? Again? There's 2. There was one.
Shitty towns like Champaign and Columbia, Missouri had all of these sometimes in multiples.
Yeah. There was one like back then. There was one on campus of Fazoli's, and there was one like by the mall. I'm pretty sure I went there once. My buddy JJ ate like 40 breadsticks and he got sick.
So I picked Bertucci's, which you've never been to, so I can't really.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
I don't know if it's in Connecticut and Massachusetts. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it probably extends up. I don't know where else beyond the Northeast if it goes down the whole Atlantic coast or not.
It's good. It's pretty good though.
It's like way classier than Olive Garden in my opinion.
Well, it's probably gonna be similar to one I have ranked way higher on my list.
So I mean, it's pretty standard Italian restaurant.
Okay. I'm in. I'll give it a try if I'm on a business trip out east someday.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't to be a hipster move, but it was more to like just kind of discredit Olive Garden to some extent.
Oh, I have an Italian restaurant ranked on mine. It's not Olive Garden. It's way better. Like it's like undebatably better. Okay. So that was your number 6?
My number 6, yes.
All right. My number 6 is, I feel like nobody goes to this place. I don't even understand how there's so many of them. It's on the border. Have you been?
Yeah, I've never been to it. There are no Mexican restaurants on my list, actually. I assume that's Mexican.
Yeah, it's Mexican. So like it's white people Mexican food, right? So at a white person Mexican food place, you should only get like enchiladas. I feel like maybe a burrito with like some kind of sauce on it. But they have I'm a sucker for the guy who makes the guacamole next to your table. I'm just a sucker for
that
the
is a step
guacamole guy.
So there's essentially this in Missouri. It's called Chevy's.
Yeah, I've one of those in Champaign, my friend.
We should have just merged our towns. Our teams would have won more.
Chevy's Fresh Max.
That was a date spot in college.
There was like, I remember every time I order something, there'd be like this tortilla chip shaped like a cactus sticking out of my.
Yeah, it was always impressive. But these are the places you're supposed to go to, and I hope our kids do too.
Yeah, when you're
do nice shit and have a bunch of money all the goddamn time.
Oh, I've been so pissed when I've been like in Chicago, like in a nice steakhouse, and there's like a 16-year-old kid on a date.
What the fuck? It better be prom.
It wasn't. It was just like, I understand, like, sure, prom or like, yeah, or something like that, whatever. But I don't know. But yeah, that was my number 6, was on the border. My number 5, I think it's Hooters' main competition for hosting fantasy football drafts and chain establishments.
Oh, it's definitely on my list, actually. Too.
It's Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's my number 3. But
okay, Buffalo Wild Wings. So this is though curious because you said you don't like wings.
I just like going to that place. It's a sports bar with wings.
It is.
And also boneless wings are kind of not.
They're
really
just chicken nuggets and sauce.
Yeah, so I will just go there and get barbecue boneless wings. And the food, it's not the food. It's just that I've enjoyed my time. I had to go to B-Dubs a lot in college to watch the Bears.
Oh, okay.
I was out of market.
Yeah, and I know you're not a big UFC guy, so you're not going there for all the UFC matches.
We were in college before that was really a thing. It still is only for fucking idiot Neanderthals, but there were less of them then.
They didn't all know about it yet. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. The Buffalo Wild Wings is solid. I haven't been to one in ages. So there used to be the one on Lincoln in Chicago I used to live by. It's not there anymore. It's like on Clybourne now. But I used to live right by that, and I would like call in wing orders on the way home from work and like pick it up, which is a great move.
They moved that one. Yeah.
It's on Clybourne now or something.
Why did they move that one? Because that seemingly was a great location on a college campus in essence.
Yeah, I think it was probably expensive. They had like 3 storefronts for one
it was
place.
Big. And you know what? That far down Lincoln, they've struggled to fill out those restaurants. They've constantly been turning over.
It's like Irish Eyes,
which I do comedy at sometimes, and I don't understand how it exists because I guess it's just an underage person bar, is from what I've gleaned. I was walking by there like a year ago. Sorry, I'm very talkative today.
That's fine.
I was walking by there like a year ago at night. And like 4 kids got out of the bar, out of the taxi, and they were like, "Oh fuck, Brad's not working the door. We got to go somewhere else." And I was like, "Oh, I remember those days."
Irish Eyes has carpeting, which is weird for like a shithole bar.
Irish Eyes has probably carpeting with the blood of 126 people over 17 years.
It's a weird place. I think I was there once, and a guy named like Mark Burley was playing like acoustic guitar and singing like Irish songs, and it wasn't like the picture, but it was spelled.
They have a very strange stage that you have to walk up to like it's another level on a pirate ship.
Yeah, I've seen.
And then you have to perform in front of people from this, 2 foot by 2 foot, 8 foot in the air podium
Yeah, it probably really hinders your stand-up game because I assume you can't
It's
take any
just
steps.
It's just standing comedy. It's not mobility is not really part of it.
Yeah. What's your number 5 place?
Steak and Shake.
Oh, I weirdly hate Steak and Shake. People love Steak and Shake, actually.
I mean, that's not great, but good memories. Good ice cream and things like that. The quality of meat is very, very low.
Yeah, if you're like saying you have to go to Steak and Shake, I'm just gonna get a milkshake.
If I'm looking at the quality on this list, I think Steak and Shake's probably the lowest. IHOP and Steak and Shake are probably.
Oh, my number 3 is lower than all of those, but we'll get to that one later. Steak and Shake. So here's my confusion with Steak and Shake. So Steak and Shake qualifies because it has servers and like you sit down, but isn't there a drive-through?
There is a drive-through. It
So,
is
like-
kind of an outlier.
So like, is it fast food, but they're just like making you wait, like at the table? Like that's what I don't get. Like you're sitting at a table, but like this dude just going through the drive-through getting his burger, but you've been waiting at your table for like 25 minutes. Like I don't get it.
Maybe there's a queue. There's an order of priority. Some things have more to see than others.
I don't know, man. It's always bothered me.
Well, I haven't thought about it until this moment, but it is a very good point. Like they're purposely dragging their feet on your double stack or whatever the fuck they call it to so that some guy in a Dodge Caravan gets his first. It seems
Yeah.
shitty.
You should just like go through the drive-through and then just come in and sit at a table and eat. Like that's what you should do. Do they serve booze at Steak and Shake?
No. No, it's where
Yeah.
you go to fucking dry
No,
out.
you're right. They don't serve. This place is a fast food restaurant that's masquerading as a casual dining
is.
experience.
But it's survived and frankly advanced doing
It
it.
really has. I don't understand it. So then we had your number 4.
It's California Pizza Kitchen. I don't have much
Okay,
to
yeah,
add
we
to our
already
prior
talked about it.
discussion.
Yeah, no, CPK. It's a solid place. All right, my number 4. Then we'll get to. You talked about not this place, but the fact that you like steakhouses. I love steakhouses. This is my baseline judgment for all steaks. Anything that is below this place's steak is an unacceptable steak, just unacceptable. And this place is cheap compared to steakhouses. It's Outback.
It's actually higher on my list. If
It's not bad, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna hold out to make comments, but
Okay,
I
fine.
that as well.
Let me just say what I have to say about Outback. It's not the greatest steak in the world, but it's a good steak. It's pretty reasonably priced, and they have good bread. I'm a big bread guy. Also, if you shouldn't be going to any steakhouses that steak is like even comparable to Outback that are more expensive. So there's a place in Chicago. It's on Southport. It's called Tango Sir. For some reason, like women think this is a good steakhouse.
I do. I do.
I don't understand why. It's not good. It's worse than Outback. The food is
I've
worse
gone
than
there
Outback.
on a lot of dates.
Yeah.
Girls fucking love it. You know what? The portions are huge.
BYOB and the
It is
portions are
BYOB.
huge. And the portions are huge. Like you could order a filet. Now it's terrible, but there's 2 of them, so that's cool.
It's always a fatty ass cut of meat. That's the problem. Not like good fatty.
Yeah, it's not like marbled. There's just like chunks of fat. There's like, it's not as good as Outback. And like the same meal at Outback would cost like $15. Well, you had to pay for your drinks, but it's like not expensive. It's like whatever, man. Like don't go to Tango Sir. That restaurant shouldn't exist until they up their meat game. I'm just throwing that out there. I have qualms with it. Though I guess if you're currently dating, it's a good place to bring a girl on a date because they'll love it. But like,
I'm past the point in my relationship to those types that type of trickery.
they'll love it, but you'll feel terrible about eating that garbage steak. Okay, that was my rant, but I like Outback. It's good. It's actually like it's pretty reasonably priced considering you're getting steak. And it's the one steak place I can go to and not feel like I don't get like a 30-ounce steak there, so I can actually like operate as a human being after I eat there. My number 3. Now, some people might claim you're going to claim this is hipster Steve. This is some kind of hot take, but I love this place. It's a breakfast place primarily. I believe, because I've researched this many times, the closest one to me is in Indianapolis, Indiana.
I think I know where you're going with this.
And if I'm on a road trip, I'm stopping at all the Waffle Houses.
I like Waffle House too. Didn't make the list. Certainly didn't make the top 5, but
It's
I
garbage
enjoy
food.
Waffle House.
It's garbage food. But if I'm stopping at Waffle House, that means I'm having a good time. You don't go to Waffle House, at least for me, like, unless I'm on a road trip or you're drunk somewhere in the South or something. Smothered, covered, chunked. You get those.
They're fucking Eggos too. They're not Belgian waffles. They're really fucking thin.
Dude, you get some waffles, you get some eggs, you get like an omelet, you get like those hash. You just get like have you ever just ordered the hash browns? It's like a full plate of hash browns just covered
Dude,
in
you
crap.
can eat like a king there. That place is essentially Steak and Shake.
Yeah, but I can like weirdly watch them cook my food, which is repulsive. But yeah, I love Waffle House. I'm not afraid to admit it.
I went to a wedding in Springfield, Missouri a couple years ago, and our hotel was.
Oh, you probably had them at college around, no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe
So
there
we
was
should-
one. We didn't go.
Okay.
But we went to this wedding, and it was bordered by a Waffle House and a Steak and Shake. And I went with my friend, Brendan McCaffrey, my friendin, my best friendin, Brendan, and we pulled in the parking lot, and he saw that there was a Waffle House and a Steak and Shake, and it's probably what people feel like when they see the Vatican.
Where did you go, both?
He went to the Steak and Shake both nights and rooted on the whole drive home.
That's the problem. It's a terrible
The second
decision.
night he was so drunk he couldn't find any of the burgers on the menu at Steak and Shake, except they're promoting a jalapeno burger. So he got that and got very sick.
It's a terrible decision because he has much easier access to Steak and Shake in the rest of his life.
I mean, there was like a street to cross. That barrier to entry apparently was
True.
too much.
And you're way more likely to get like in an altercation probably at a Waffle House at night. But Waffle House is great. Sick. I guess that means we're on your number 3.
Which is Buffalo Wild Wings we touched on.
Okay,
It's my
B-dubs.
nephew's favorite restaurant, and he's 5, and I love
That's
that.
awesome. That's awesome.
I feel like that's an erudite pick for a 5-year-old.
That's awesome. Love it. What is your number 2 then?
Chili's. I mean, it's the standard bear, man.
So I think there's another one that it's sounding like isn't making our lists, and that's TGI Fridays.
Oh, TGI Fridays is horseshit.
I know, but it's also like as popular, I feel like, as Chili's. Am I
I don't
incorrect?
know.
I feel like they're
they went
everywhere.
really deep fried.
Or everything has like Jack Daniel's sauce on it or something.
Yeah, they just went like so kitschy, so like. I
So
don't know.
my theory with Fridays is, I kind of mentioned this roughly earlier, is that like it's like when you're like 15, it's like going to a bar. It's like what you think like going to a bar is like when you don't know what going to a bar is like. But now that you can just get that food at a bar, that's better. Like there's no reason to ever go to TGI Fridays.
I actually can't. There's a local chain for you that I thought of that might have been able to work, but it might just be too much of a bar. What about Rock Bottom?
Is that local for me?
I mean, there's a Rock Bottom. They're in airports.
They're everywhere.
I
Like
thought
the
they started
brewery?
in Milwaukee, but
Maybe
maybe
they
it's the first.
Maybe
Maybe this
they're
is the first place I went to one. Is probably
yeah.
what it is.
Mine was in Chicago. That was the first one I went to. It's Rock Bottom's fine. I don't have much of a recollection of it. There's a nice rooftop at the one in Chicago.
There is. That's like a pretty nice establishment. I mean, and it's kind of expensive because the craft beer is expensive.
Yeah. But like you're on a rooftop there. Like that's the only reason to go to the one in Chicago, I think, is you get that. It is a nice rooftop that like I feel like is a little under the radar. Like locals aren't going to the Rock Bottom rooftop.
No, they're not.
So then are we on my do you have any other things to say about Chili's?
Just that,
What's your go-to order?
more of the queso dip. I had one Super Bowl where I treated myself when I lived in Connecticut because if I'm going to watch the Super Bowl with people, I want them to be people I really know and like. I don't want them to be a bunch of strangers. So I was like, fuck this. So I ordered some Chili's ribs, watched the Super Bowl, and the Steelers beat the Cardinals in one of the better Super Bowls of our lives. So I have a fond memory of that meal and that game.
I've gotten their ribs. They're just like your like boiled, like covered in sauce ribs.
Yeah,
But
they're fine though.
they're fine. I used to love their. Is there like something called like they have like a Southwest chicken pasta or something like that?
They also have as I mentioned earlier, the salads are good.
I'll vouch for their soup. I'm always a soup guy over a salad guy. If I get like the super salad option, it's always soup. Like I order soup like when it's like 85 degrees outside. Unless I'm outside actually eating. But yeah, I love soup. So then we're on to my number 2. Now, this is where I think you might argue with my 2 and 1 because these are definitely on the nicer end of these restaurants. But they're definitely chains. My number 2, the owner of the Oakland Raiders, this is his favorite restaurant. Mark Davis, is that his name? Al Davis's kid with the worst haircut in the history of mankind.
He looks like a mentally challenged person. With
he
that
has
hair.
his big meetings with players and stuff at this restaurant. They're often attached to malls or in mall parking lots. There's one in Chicago for sure I've been to. It's P.F. Chang's.
See, I was kind of debating P.F. Chang's and Benihana. I've actually never been to one, so they're ineligible for me for that reason.
I've never been to Benihana. I love P.F. Chang's. I like legit like it. Like I would never. If somebody's like, "You want to go to P.F. Chang's?" I'm like, "Yes." Unless I had Chinese food, I would say 2 days in a row before that. If I had Chinese food just 1 day in a row before, I'd probably still go to P.F. Chang's. They have like these like lettuce wrap things where you're like, "Oh, that's healthy food." No, it's not because it's filled with like this fried sauce covered stuff, and you just like eat them like tacos with lettuce, and it's delicious. And their General Tso's chicken's amazing. And then I like to class it up with brown rice to make myself feel like I'm eating healthy.
I'm sure I would love P.F. Chang's. I don't have an objection to it. It's just my lack of knowledge base doesn't really allow me to comment.
Okay, cool. So then we're on my number 1. It's an Italian restaurant. There's 45 of these in the country. This qualifies as a chain. They're all over the country, in fact. It's Maggiano's, man.
Yeah, I thought Maggiano's was a little too nice for the list. But
no, I understand that you could think that, but I mean, I've strolled in there with shorts and a t-shirt. And you can here's why I know it for sure it qualifies. Because they have a thing where you can order pasta and get a different pasta to go. Like that 100% means it's eligible for this list in my brain.
That sounds like that's a commercial promotion if there ever was one.
Yeah, but the best thing about Maggiano's is, well, as Italian chains go, it's like the food's actually like good. But you could do that like family style thing there when you go there with more than 4 people. And they just give you, it's like all you can eat, and they just give you shit tons of food. And you get to order like multiple items from like each level of this menu, and they'll keep bringing it out. And it's awesome. And you can just like eat until you die, basically, if you wanted to. And then you just always at the end, like I'll make sure I finish the rigatoni D, and I'm like, yo, we need more rigatoni D, and then I just get that all wrapped up.
To go.
I'll take like one bite out of it. I'm like, oh, I couldn't finish it anymore. But yeah, I love Maggiano's unabashedly.
Oh, it's a lovely restaurant.
Yeah, Maggiano's and P.F. Chang's, like I have no embarrassment just putting up their food legitimately against other places. I love it. All right, so what's your number 1 place?
Outback.
Outback.
When I lived in Bristol, I had a room. We made no money. I mean, we made no money. My roommate and I. If there was a month where we got paid 3 times because we got paid every 2 weeks,
yeah, it's a great month.
So like 4 times a year, we would go to Outback and enjoy our 3rd paycheck. So
you can watch
memories.
a game there. You get like a seat at the bar. You can like watch a game and like eat a steak.
And maybe you don't like it, but I'm surprised you didn't mention the Blooming Onion. It's a delight.
Oh, so here's the thing. I worked at a pizza place, like a local pizza place. It's actually really good. Growing up. And they had like basically a knockoff Bloomin' Onion on the menu. So I ate 1 million of them and I can't eat them anymore.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, they're good. They're good. The Bloomin' Onion is good.
Really good. They have that
the
brown
bread is really good.
There.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Cheesecake Factory, but not quite as good, but it's very good. But you're paying way less. And I weirdly feel like Outback is like, when it comes to these chain restaurants, it's almost a healthier meal than most. Because I'm just getting like a potato and like meat. I know the meat's really buttery there, but I feel like I'm still coming out way ahead than I am like meal ordering at these other places.
Also, just all these other places do have steak, but you should never in your life pay $15, less than $15 for a steak at a restaurant. That's a good rule of thumb. $20 is acceptable.
If you're like at a hipstery restaurant, you could go with like what is it, like the flank steak or something like that sometimes, because they'll like cook that really well. If like, or it's like the steak and fries, some places can do that really well. And if you like that steak, I like that at some places.
Oh, you're right. Like steak frites, I guess. But at these places,
steak frites is rich person like pizza. Like it's like, it's pretty safe, but it's a level up because you're eating steak. And calling fries frites is
okay. So there's a couple things I've never been to a Red Lobster, so they didn't make my list.
Oh, I don't eat seafood.
Okay, so we had a major omission because I also think Joe's Crab Shack looks. I mean, we're talking about appetizing commercials. They might be in the commercial power rankings. Their food is just beautiful.
I know people love the cheesy rolls from Red Lobster.
They're called Cheddar Bay biscuits. They're so famous that I've never been there, and I know what they're called.
Yeah, you can, and like at Costco, you can buy you can make your own. I should have. I'm never gonna go there to eat because I don't like seafood. I should try to make my own from their like batter or whatever. You can the Red Lobster.
You don't like fish too, as well?
I don't eat anything that lives in water.
You'll never be considered a foodie now.
So I know. Yeah. I don't eat anything that lives in water. So
shrimp?
No. I don't, and it's not like I'm not like some religious reason or like I don't actually like think it's like gross. I just don't like it. I'll every once in a while, very rarely, I've had like some sushi I don't hate. But like that's only because I like go with like my wife every once in a while and she really likes sushi. So I'll go and I'll get like vegetarian sushi, like a jerk, but then I'll like try some and I'll eat some sometimes. But as I don't like fish. Every once in a while I've also had a couple like fish fries in Wisconsin that are okay because it's just like so fried up you can't taste it.
Yeah. I mean, they're just taking any of the actual nutrition out of the meal. So
yeah, I got like a walleye one before, a big mistake. Like that's like too good a fish for me. Like I want just like the least possible tasting fish, just covered in bread. Like I don't want to mess with that. Yeah. But yeah, Red Lobster. I don't know. I feel like that's a divisive one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would enjoy it. I can only speculate.
And then Joe's Crab Shack is also. Joe's Crab Shack look really fun. Have you ever been to a Cheeseburger in Paradise?
No, I saw that on the list. Thought it sounded all right.
They have good drinks. I mean, it's like a Jimmy Buffett themed place. The first time I went to one, they were actually playing the song Cheeseburger in Paradise when I walked in, and I freaked out for a little bit because I thought they just played the song on loop. Which they don't. But the food's not good. They have, if you want to just get weird one night and drink a lot of like foofy drinks, though, that's like actually the place to go. That or the Chili's in the airport.
Those are the two typical places.
But
so
in
you
the
can
airport,
buy a $69 ticket to Kansas City on Spirit Air and go to O'Hare, drink at the airport Chili's, or you can go to Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah, and Cheeseburger in Paradise don't exist in airports, but I think Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville sometimes are in airports, but I've never experienced those.
You got to admire a guy like that for squeezing so much out of such mediocrity.
Landshark beer, right? They had a fucking stadium named after that stuff for a while in Miami. But that Miami football stadium gets a new name every year.
Jimmy Buffett. And I've said for years I would definitely go to a Jimmy Buffett show just because who doesn't like the party?
So that's what I like. I'm not a big Buffett fan, but like here's the problem: they're never in convenient places.
They're also expensive as shit. I kind of need like a free or discounted ticket.
Yeah, like my friends were going to one once, and it was like at Tinley, like it was far, and they were like taking a bus, and I'm like, this just seems like too big of an ordeal. If it wasn't there one like a Northerly Island?
It might have been like the first concert at like the new one, and it was a logistical disaster.
But I feel like if there's one that was like reasonably easy for me to go to, and I could get a ticket free or cheap with a bunch of friends, I would be in.
Yeah, but you're overrating that Northerly Island's easy to get to. It's in the Soldier Field fucking Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, you're right. That's not good.
Going there for a Modest Mouse concert in a couple of weeks, dreading it. might buy my own rickshaw just so we can
get the worst part of that, of like Northerly Island and like Soldier Field and stuff for concerts, at least like Bears fans, they know how big of a clusterfuck it is, and they like know the system. Like they know how to get in and out of those places in general. Because a lot of times people aren't going there but like these concert people don't like know the system. And often like there's not as many entrances and exits open like at those places.
Well, because there's not as many people.
So it's crazy. And like I years ago went to like a Jay-Z Justin Timberlake concert at Soldier Field, and like it was a logistical nightmare. And we just basically like it took us forever to get out of the stadium. Like we would have just died if there was something that went on. Like there's no way of getting out. People didn't know where they were going is the issue. So then you're just stuck behind like a wall of people and you can't move. And nobody's yelling Green Bay sucks when you walk through that tunnel under that bridge, which is weird. Is
the sax guy still there playing the Simpsons theme?
or Careless Whisper. Those are the only two songs he knows. And why are people always yelling Green Bay sucks under that bridge?
Because the cholesterol levels in the city have to be somewhere high to make this decision we make.
I like how you're blaming it on cholesterol level and not alcohol.
Maybe that too.
All right, man. I know we both we were on a little time crunch here today, actually, but I think we nailed this one. I'm giving us a high ranking on this one.
We ran a pretty efficient ship, and
thanks for listening. Yeah, I'm gonna just do all of our babbling right now. Like our Facebook page, share our post on Facebook, share it on email, tell your friends about it via mouth mail. And yeah, subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play Music podcasts. They don't have that stuff under control yet. Nobody knows about it. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you when we do. We're on a summer schedule of sorts right now, where people are busier in the summer, including us, and getting our schedules to match up. We'll try to get them out here.
I think we'd like to get one more before the 4th, if possible, or one for that week.
Yeah, I'm out of town the whole week of the 4th, so we'll try to get one up before that because I won't be able to record that week.
Good to know. We're doing some logistical planning on the air, so we're going to end before we and maybe continue this conversation.
All right. Later,
guys.
Bye.